So my name is Sonia Rushka, and I'm a Bannon Academy. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me during this interview. Would you please provide your name and some of your background information about your education and career?
Yeah, no problem. So I'm Philippa Charlton. I'm currently the Marketing Director at Lloyd's Register, shortly to become the Chief Marketing Officer at Lloyd's Register. So I've been in marketing over 20 years in a variety of different industries, in the business to business and government space, in global jobs around the world, specializing really in professional services and manufacturing marketing. And I have worked in the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and the States, and now currently based in the UK.
Okay, so now I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about business ethics and how ethics have helped you answer questions or make decisions as a business leader.
Okay, so let me talk about ethics at Lloyd's Register, where I am today. So we have a very stringent ethics program. As you can imagine, we're a company that specializes in the service and provision of health and safety facilities for global businesses, from shipping to manufacturing to service delivery. So at the heart of our business is doing the right thing for our people and for our clients. So we are a signatory for the UN Global Compact, and you're probably familiar with that from an ethics perspective. Yeah. So things around human rights, labor standards, they're all sort of a very important part of our process and our management of ethics.
Definitely. My second question is, would you be able to provide an example of a situation in your business in which you applied these principles?
Yep. So a great example would be in a different business, actually. So we worked with governments around the world, and our salespeople working in particular parts of the world where there was a process where payment was suggested to support initiatives. So it might be, if you win this contract, you could put some money towards paying for a local sponsorship. And of course, that is bribery and corruption. So we could say, even though it looks like it's a sponsorship and it sounds like it's the right thing to do, it's absolutely the wrong thing to do. And if you follow the Bribery and Corruption Act, and we made sure that all of our colleagues were educated and trained on this, they understood that that was an absolutely not acceptable behavior, even though some people might have thought innocently it was okay to do that.
Definitely. My third question is, do you think that any particular business question, decision, or situation represents a difficult ethical issue?
Yes, of course, and I think that's because there's some areas that aren't always clear, so people don't always know if they haven't been given the training to understand. That example I just gave you there was great. If you didn't actually know about those practices in that part of the world, you might think it was the okay thing to do. So for me, I think in every organization needs to have robust training policies in place so they help and support and educate their employees to know how to do the right thing. You can't just guess what the right thing is to do. Mm-hmm. Now, on a moral issue, and let's take diversity and inclusion as a good example, how people treat individuals equally, regardless of their color and their creed and their ethnicity and their gender and their disability. Those things are equally important, that people are fully educated and understand what is the right and proper behavior in an organization.
My last question is, do you have any advice that you could provide for me as I think about ethical issues that I may face as a young woman who will one day pursue a career?
Yeah, so I'm happy to do that to you. And one of the challenges that you may face in your life is that last topic I talked about diversity and inclusion. And I think the world that you're going to be going into now is a lot better. People are much more educated and aware of the issues that they face, but don't be surprised. Sometimes people forget. Sometimes in a very male-dominated organization, they might be making decisions based on their experience, and they might not be really understanding the implications of diversity and inclusion. So I think always read up, make sure that you're fully clear on what your rights are as a human being, as an individual, as a businesswoman, and make sure that you're treated fairly. As I said, I think it's a much better place to be now than it was when I started my career. When I started my career, somebody asked me whether I was going to get married and have children. You know, what's that got to do with my ability to do my job? But they asked. Now, nowadays they don't ask, but there could still be people in businesses who look at a woman differently and say, is she going to get married? Is she going to have children? So just be really confident and strong to know that you need to be treated equally based on your skill set and your experience and your personality, and not on your gender.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. This has been so helpful.
That's all right. Best of luck for you.